Straight ahead on CCX News, Brooklyn Park's business boom. We'll look at all the new construction attracting attention in the city. Plus, a significant move at General Mills. The company announces expanded paid leave, why the food giant says the move was necessary. And later, adventures through the creek. We're on the water and off the clock with Golden Valley's mayor. CCX News starts right now. Hi, we'll have those stories in a moment, but first, an incident just before Monday morning's rush hour has the State Patrol asking for the public's help. Authorities want to know how and why a man tumbled from a car at freeway speeds. The incident happened on westbound Interstate 394 in Golden Valley, near the Louisiana Avenue exit. The man involved suffered critical injuries as the vehicle sped off. It's unclear if the man was thrown from the vehicle or if he jumped. It's also unclear how many people were in the vehicle. The State Patrol says it is trying to find the vehicle involved. Authorities say it may have been a light-colored Lincoln crossover SUV or similar vehicle. Anyone with information is urged to contact the State Patrol. The growth of Brooklyn Park is continuing at a steady pace. Currently, there are multiple construction projects nearing completion in the city. Eric Nelson gives us a tour of the business boom.
The business boom continues in Brooklyn Park. 5 new locations are popping up in the city and will open soon.
There's a number of jobs with each of them.
This quintet of companies includes a CVS off Noble Avenue on the city's north side.
I think it's going to fit nicely into the neighborhood and provide, quick pickup kinds of things that people need in that part of our community.
Construction workers are putting the finishing touches on the building, and CVS will open sometime this fall.
It was supposed to be an office site, but CVS came to us and said, we really see a market niche in that area, and they came in with a completely new design, so it's a little bit smaller store.
Meanwhile, more cranes and equipment are visible at the future site of Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers.
They're under construction in the Stone Mountain Plaza area, which is right at Zane and Oak Grove Parkway.
The bones of this project are already in place, and Freddy's should be ready just before Thanksgiving. Just a few blocks away off 93rd Avenue, the Mill City Credit Union is close to completion and will be open in late September.
The city always appreciates having different banking or credit union opportunities in the community. I think it shows good investment from the business side of things to have those kinds of uses coming to our community.
Finally, at the junction of State Highway 610 and West Broadway, a Hampton Inn and Home 2 Suites are being built.
The hotels are a really big deal. We were really excited when they came to us as a package.
The Hampton will have 100 rooms and open in late September. The Home 2 Suites will have 107 rooms and be ready in early November.
It's also right on the Blue Line extension that will be constructed, hopefully open in 2022, and will provide direct access from that hotel location down to the airport.
When the Hampton and Home 2 Suites open up, the city's total number of hotels will double from 2 to 4. In Brooklyn Park, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
In Maple Grove, townhome construction is proposed for an area near a newly approved Hy-Vee grocery store. The project by Pulte Homes calls for 77 two-story row style townhomes. According to the developer, the project markets to singles and first-time home buyers. Sale prices are expected between upper $200,000 and upper $300,000. The project awaits city approval. However, as the city sorts out a water and buffering issue with a neighboring property owner. Businesses near the New Hope Crystal border will soon see some construction. Some say it's much needed. The New Hope City Council this week approved street repairs for Wind Park Drive between Winnetka and 32nd. The city plans a full street reconstruction, which includes water main replacement. The road will actually be narrowed to help with stormwater runoff. Existing street and utility funds will pay for the project. Construction is expected to start in the spring. General Mills is significantly expanding its paid leave. The Golden Valley-based company says the goal is to attract and retain superior talent. Starting January 1st, the company will offer all new parents 12 weeks paid time off. New birth moms would get an additional 6 to 8 weeks for a total of 18 to 20 weeks. In addition, General Mills employees will receive 2 weeks paid time off to care for aging parents or seriously ill family members. General Mills says it made changes after surveying employees and comparing its benefits to peer companies. The New Hope City Council has appointed a new city council member. Cedrick Frazier will replace Eric Lamley, who moved to a different city. Frazier is an attorney for Education Minnesota, the union group that represents teachers. He also served on the New Hope Planning Commission. Frazier will fill the remainder of Lamley's term, which runs through the end of 2020. He will be sworn in September 10th. Memorial Blood Centers is always looking for more blood donations, and one way they're doing it is with the Battle of the Badges. Emergency services from around the metro competed Wednesday morning to see which department could give the most blood. When we checked in, the Rogers Fire Department was winning, which we're told isn't exactly unusual. But West Metro doesn't mind as long as blood is getting donated.
Please come on out and help. They always need blood, and it's a great cause. If you know anybody who's ever been in an accident or had a serious injury or surgery, they need that blood.
Blood Center staff says their blood supply is good right now, and donations will help make sure it stays that way. If you'd like to donate, you can find out more at their website, mbc.org. Well, still ahead on CCX News, something you may not know about Golden Valley's mayor. We'll show you one of his favorite activities when he's off the clock. Plus, the Northwest Suburban Conference season gets underway with some rivalry games in boys and girls soccer. That's later in sports. But first, more nice weather expected Thursday, sunshine and 70s. Welcome back. By day, Golden Valley Mayor Shep Harris is a lobbyist and advocate for a number of groups, including the Girl Scouts. The mayor also has an adventurous side. Reporter Sonny Goins shows us what he likes to do when he's off the clock.
There we go. Okay. This is called the lazy man's way of getting your kayak over to the creek. Just shove it in your minivan.
Any chance he gets. Golden Valley Mayor Shep Harris likes to trade the doldrums of sitting in an office for the great outdoors.
You know, I try to get out here at least a couple times per summer.
An avid kayaker, Bassett Creek is one of his favorite places to put his paddles in the water.
There we go, without sinking.
We went along as he set out and navigated the creek. Bassett Creek winds through Golden Valley, Crystal, Minneapolis, and goes all the way to the Mississippi River.
It's nice and quiet.
Harris skillfully made his way through tall vegetation.
It's pretty shallow here, actually.
Because getting stuck is not a good thing when you're kayaking. He prefers the calm waters of the creek compared to lakes, unless it's the boundary waters.
It's really pretty getting out early on a weekend morning. And there's a lot of birds around. You get, you definitely get your fair share of herons.
He says kayaking is not for the faint of heart.
There's rocks in certain spots, or veins as they call them, where they're in V shape, like vector shapes, to try to reduce the current and to help protect the shoreline.
Dark tunnels can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, see, this is a nice tunnel right here. Mostly because you can see the other side.
But that wasn't the case a few years ago when he encountered a tunnel near Highway 100.
Going into a dead end. We had no idea. Unfortunately, as we, in the dark, turned a curve, we saw some light.
Despite sometimes challenging circumstances, Harris says kayaking is relaxing, and he wishes others would take advantage of this hidden gem.
It just gives you a different dimension of what our community is like and how beautiful it is.
For Off the Clock, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Now, Harris is a bit of a daredevil. He also likes to skydive. He has a wife and 3 children. They have lived in Golden Valley for about 15 years. Still ahead, grown-ups tumble into something different, why some are trying gymnastics. But first, Brooklyn Center's football team looks to build on a solid season last fall. John Jacobson has sports next.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. The Northwest Suburban Conference soccer season started Tuesday night for most local teams. Osseo made the short trip to face Maple Grove. And the Crimson, Maple Grove boys in black, Will Zaver, nice pass ahead to Chase Vinev, tracks it down, puts the shot away as Maple Grove gets on the board in the first half. They make a bid for more. Levi Dunlap gets some space and fires, but Orioles goalkeeper Kyle Getchie gets his hand up and punches it over the crossbar. Maple Grove keeps coming. Jack Gluckler wins the loose ball and gets through traffic before putting a well-placed shot away. And this makes it a 2-0 Crimson lead. Still in the first half, a scramble off the corner kick, and Osseo's Robert Wallity turns and puts it away, and the Orioles pull within 2-1 at the half. Second half, Riley Gill's free kick is right to Caleb Robinson here for the header, and it's a goal. The Crimson win 3-1. Maple Grove's girls beat Osseo 2-0. Champlin Park boys visited Park Center. Armin Yasenik with the corner kick. Noah Azira Mubera to Will Heinen. He slams it home for a 1-0 Champlin Park lead. A big scramble at the other end. Rebels defender Drew Collins stops the first try, but Park Center's Diego Zabala Varela knocks it in, and Pirates tie it up at 1-1. Just over a minute later, Park Center turns it over, and Kevin Arthur sends it ahead to Caleb Haynes. He's robbed by keeper Brody Ping, but rolls the rebound in. It's a 2-1 Rebels lead at the half, and Champlin Park goes on to win it 4-1. Early on the girls' game between those schools, Park Center coming in 0-2 to start the season. Champlin Park 2-0. Late first half, nice through ball. Allie Hardag to Maylee Mathis, who beats the defenders and scores for Champlin Park. Rebels up 1-0 at the half. Great effort by Champlin Park's Alex Lotz on this play, gaining control of the ball and then heading it backwards to teammate Megan Carlson. She gets free and scores, and it's 2-0 Rebels 16 minutes into the second half. And the goals come quickly after that. Morgan Malk on the corner kick, Lotz with the header for the second of her 3 goals. She now has 9 on the season. Rebels win 6-0. They play Maple Grove tonight, Wednesday. 2 crosstown Plymouth rivals met up in the pool in an early season matchup in girls swimming and diving. Armstrong facing Wayzata at Lifetime Fitness in a matchup of 2 of the area's best teams. 200 medley relay, Wayzata anchored by Jenna Marquette wins in a time of 1 minute 51.94 seconds, with Armstrong a close second. Jordan McGinty of Wayzata is way in front of the pack in the 200 freestyle. The senior wins in 156.45. McGinty also won the 100 free. 200 IM, it's Melinda Zhang of the Trojans racing to the top spot. Her winning time, 2:11.22. 50 free, Sierra Smith scores a win for Armstrong, one of 2 individual races that she wins, but it's Wayzata winning the meet, 103-81. Most local football teams will kick off the season Thursday night. That includes the Brooklyn Center Centaurs. Here's Jason Malolo with today's training camp report.
Through the summer and preseason practice, the Brooklyn Center football team has evolved.
They're very committed to what we're doing. The emphasis this year was program over any type of scheme or any type of football-related thing. It's all about our culture.
We're communicating more. No one's playing individually. We're playing as a team. Everybody is just playing their part.
The Centaurs did graduate a lot of players from last year's team, but there are plenty of boys ready to step up. Senior Roland Russ is probably BC's best athlete, and he'll line up at multiple positions. Jared Eggert is a senior receiver and free safety, and center Isaiah Law will anchor the offensive line.
One thing about us is we run a lot of the same plays, just different formations. And with that, our offensive line has to know what they're doing. So once they know everything that they're doing and we show that, then we'll really be a destructive offense.
As an offense, the Centaurs will be versatile and aim to attack in different ways from week to week.
I think we're sound enough to take what we can get. I don't think we're necessarily just all dominant, otherwise we would have been 8-0 last year. And that's just a testament to being prepared, teaching these kids how to be responsible to one another and fighting for each other.
Last year, Brooklyn Center won 4 of its first 5 games, but then lost 2 of the next 3 and went down in the first round of the playoffs. Figuring out how to maintain a winning formula throughout this season will be key.
I feel like we kind of went in the game kind of expecting to win. We didn't really put our best foot forward. We just came out like, oh, we're going to take this dub, and then we're going to move on. So we got like our teammates more believing in ourselves and trusting each other and knowing to do their assignments, and everything else will fall in place after that. And then we just got to really give it all every game and take it one game at a time.
Jason Malolo, CCX Sports.
The Centaurs were 5-4 last fall in John McCarty's first season. 5 starters are back on each side of the ball. They open against Minneapolis Edison Thursday night. That's all for sports. Delane, back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Up next, a different kind of adult balancing act. We'll show you why these people are taking a leap of faith. Finally, tumbling into some adult fun. Meredith Hackler shows us how grown-ups are taking a leap into gymnastics.
Adult gymnastics. It sounds like a great way to injure yourself, but at Mini Hops Gymnastics in Plymouth, there's a class that's made just for those 18 and over.
Adult gymnastics is essentially a way for either former gymnasts or people who were athletes in the past and want to try gymnastics, or just for people who don't feel like going and lifting weights at a generic membership gym where they're not going to get any instruction.
So what does one do at adult gymnastics?
It's a lot more calisthenics. It's using a lot more gymnastics type body weight exercises. Classes are split in half. So we do 30 minutes of strength training and/or circuits, and then the remaining 30 minutes is actual learning basic gymnastics skills.
You might not think you'd be able to handle the intensity, but not to worry, the pros have you covered.
A lot of the exercises that I'm doing, I can tier them. So even in the class that we have now, even if there's 3 people in the class, they could be doing 3 different versions of the same exercise, targeting the same muscle groups. That's a little bit easier, a little bit heavier load.
The variety of exercises are what keep people coming back.
The exercises we're doing are including a lot of things that are not only just calisthenic, but we're using some of the gymnastics pieces of equipment, which you obviously wouldn't have at a personal training gym or even a, any other fitness gym that's around.
In Plymouth, Meredith Hackler, CCX News.
All right, thank you, Meredith. That is all the news for now. Thank you for joining us. We will see you again back here tomorrow at 4 o'clock.